Hamesha खुश रहो बेटिया. My name is Manisha Singh. Today I am teaching you transport of oils and fats in food storage and transport engineering. Now let's start with the topic. The international trades in oils and fats increases every year in volume and diversity. It included some 18 million tons of shipped cargo in 1984, and the system involved in bringing the products from the harvest field to the end user is complex and inevitably a number of independent management is involved in processing, storage, and transport. It is clearly in the interest of all the parties involved that any deterioration in the product should be minimized. To this end, a number of trade associations have been published advice for the benefits of their members. Individual sources available are, however, incomplete, and it was therefore proposed by PORIM at the 1983 AOCA's World Conference on the Processing of Oils and Fats at The Hague, that an attempt should be made to compile and bring up to the date and material available into a single reference document. The procedure adopted was to prepare a draft and circulate it to major trade associations and to individual companies which showed interest. Comments provided by these organizations was incorporated in subsequent drafts for recirculation. The resulting document therefore incorporates the collective wisdom and practical experience for the participants. It has received endorsements from many organizations in the trade. Then storage, installations and transport. For tanks, the most suitable shape in the vertical circular cross-section tank with a self-supporting fixed roof, preferably convex in shape. Where possible, tall, narrow tanks are preferred to minimize exposed surface area. Tank bottom should be conical or sloped to the self-drained. Capacity for each installation, the storage capacity needs to be related to the expected storage period, the rate of turnover and number of different products to be handled. The following sizes are suggested as a guide. For refineries or end users, the capacities of storage tanks should be small, and it is desirable to have a number of tanks ranging from 200 to 1000 tons. For export and import tank farms, suitable capacities for the various products are crude liquid oil, that is 1000 to 5000 tons, crude non-liquid oils and refined oils, that is 500 to 2000 tons, high melting fats such as palm, stearin, tallow, hydrogenated oils 500 to 1000 tons, fatty acid distillate or acid oil generally 500 tons or larger where turnover is large. Ship's tank Ship tanks of mild steel should be coated with a suitable inert coating suitable for contact with the food. It is preferable to construct a number of smaller tanks with capacities ranging from 200 to 1000 tons. Material used for these making tanks is copper, brass, or bronze should be absolutely avoided for use of if any part of the storage installation and means of transport that has contact with the oils, such as piping, pipe connections, valves, heating coils, temperature gauge for oil, strainers, pipe, pumps, etc. Or in sampling apparatus, gauzes containing mercury should not be used. Any other material used for the construction of the tank should be inert to oils and fats. Mild steel is acceptable for oil products, but the tank wall, floor, and roof should preferably be coated. A number of different coating products are available, and specific assurance as to suitability for contact with foodstuff should be obtained from the manufacturers. Before applying the coating, the surface must be sand or shot blasted to bright metal. There is usually a temperature limitation to the coating must be observed, and cleaning with live steam is not recommended. Mild steel is not suitable for acid oil or fatty acid. Fiberglass or 316 stainless steel can be used. For many grades of product, aluminium is also satisfactory. Heating installation tanks. All tanks for solid or semi-solid products should be installed with heating facilities in order to obtain homogeneous products when they are transferred or unloaded. Heating coil should be of mild steel, and for mild steel tanks on of stainless steel or for coated and stainless steel tankage, the following means are suitable. Bare hot water pipes. Heating by hot water circulated through the coils is best procedure because it is least likely to cause local overheating. Bare steam pipes. Heating by steam with pressure up to 1.5 kg per centimeter square gauze The heating coils are normally mild steel 5 centimeter bare pipes and should rest on supporting legs above the base of the tank. Mixing: when the product is being kept liquid, local overheating is avoided if mixing facilities are provided, preferably by side entry agitators. Alternatively, oil may be recirculated by pumping from the bottom and returning from the top through a line reaching below the oil surface. Aeration must be avoided, and mixing also reduces sampling problems. Then heating installations in road and rail tankers. For solid or semi-solid fat tankers should be fitted with stainless steel or mild steel steam coils, which can be coupled to a source of hot water or low pressure steam. In temperate or cold climates, tankers should be installed. Tank insulations. Storage tanks for solid and semi-solid fat should preferably be insulated, particularly in temperature and cold climates. Insulation is usually fitted externally to the wall of the tanks and must be designed to avoid the absorption of oil or water. Insulation has been proved of benefit even in tropical climates. Oil quality is preserved and energy is saved. Control of temperature. All ships and storage tanks with heating installation should be equipped with temperature sensors and automatic control devices to prevent overheating of oil in the tank. Thermometers must be carefully sighted and away from heating coils. It is useful to have automatic recording type thermometers to provide records of temperature control. The recorder should be installed in a conspicuous location such as supervisor's office or the ship's bridge. Protection from aeration. Pipeline connection should be designed so that admixture of air is avoided. Filling and emptying should be done from the bottom of the tank to avoid aeration. Inert gas protection. Ships and storage tanks for high quality products or for long storage should have facilities for sparring and blanket with inert gas of appropriate purity. Pipelines. At a storage installation, a sufficient number of separate pipelines should be provided to avoid cross-contamination of different products. At a ship, loading pipeline should reach the bottom of the ship tanks. There should be a proper drain, but pipelines at the base of each tank so that it can be completely drained. Materials. Mild steel is acceptable for all crude and semi-refined oils and fats for refined products and distilled fatty acids. 316 stainless steel should be used. Cleaning, a pipeline pigging system should be provided. Flexible hoses used to connect pipelines during loading and unloading must be insert inert material and be suitably reinforced. Insulation and heating in temperate and cold climates type pipeline should be lagged and also provided with heating. For example, by steam tracing lines and electrical heating tape. Heating must be shut off when lines are empty. Loading and unloading sequences. The temperatures are chosen to minimize damage to the oil. Some crystallization will occur, but not so much as to acquire excessively long heating before delivery. Thus, palm oil stored at 32 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius will require about 3 days heating at 5 degrees Celsius per day to bring it to discharge temperature. Long-term storage of all oils should be ambient temperature and heating should be completely turned off. Where a number of products are unloaded through a common pipeline system, the system must be cleared between different products or grades. The order of loading and discharge must be carefully chosen to minimize the consequence of contamination. The following principles must be observed. First of all, fully refined oils before partially refined oils, partially refined oils before crude oils, edible oils before technical grades, fatty acids or acid oils should be pumped last, and special care should be taken to prevent contamination between lauric and non-lauric oils. Cleaning. Pipelines and valves should be immediately cleared after each pumping, for which pigging systems are recommended. After clearing or emptying, pipelines and tanks should be cleaned when no longer used for the same grade or product, or if inspection shows the presence of residues. Where tanks have been used for non-edible materials, the greatest care must be taken by cleaning and inspection that all residues have been totally removed. Land tanks and pipelines should be constructed to drain by gravity and suitable drainage caulks, etc. And it should be provided that this is especially important where pipeline pigging facilities are not available. All common users, pipelines and valves should be immediately cleared and cleaned after every pumping. If steam or water is used for cleaning, the system must be drained and completely dried before oil is handled. When not in use, hoses and pipelines should be capped or blanked off to prevent contamination. Ease of cleaning of mild steel tanks is greatly facilitated and costs of cleaning reduced by a suitable inert food grade coating. Hope you all are satisfied with this session. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. If you have any query, please mention it in our comment box. I will resolve them whenever we have a live session. Thank you so much for watching this video.